Hello, my name is Paul Henry, Security and Forensic Analyst at Lumention. Welcome to our Patch Tuesday update for May 2009. Now, although we've only had a single bulletin covering multiple CV entries from Microsoft this month to address an issue with PowerPoint, IT administrators shouldn't get the wrong impression and given the light workload. What's important for everyone to understand that May's Patch Tuesday update isn't simply about applying Microsoft's single bulletin, but rather fixing the many other security flaws that are non-Microsoft related in order to stay current and patched within our environments. In addition to Microsoft this period, other vendors including Google, F-Secure, Adobe, HP, Symantec, and Mozilla, to just name a few, have released a slew of patches for popular software applications. Now let's take a closer look at the Microsoft PowerPoint issue. Microsoft Bulletin MS0917 addresses a PowerPoint issue that the community became aware of shortly before last month's April Patch Tuesday update release. It reportedly at that time already had exploit code in the wild. Hence, needless to say, we have been eagerly awaiting this patch from Microsoft. The MS0917 issue can allow a remote attacker to create a specially crafted PowerPoint file and then trick a user into opening the malicious file, activating its payload that could download additional malware to the user's PC, thereby compromising it. The vulnerability is rated as critical by Microsoft and has an exploitability index of 1, meaning consistent exploit code is likely, and again, reportedly, exploit code had been seen in the wild prior to April's Patch Tuesday release. It is important to remember that historically, popular applications and files like Adobe PDF files, Word documents, Excel, and PowerPoint files have been great vehicles for the bad guys in use in targeted attacks. Now, it's because these attachments are so socially acceptable and are simply expected attachments within corporate email as well as for internet downloads. Now, while we're relieved to have the PowerPoint patch, we're reminded that we live in a world today where compromised applications have now become a popular delivery mechanism for additional downloaded and executed malware such as keyloggers and rootkits. Now, MS0917 impacts numerous versions of MS Office both on the Windows and Mac platforms and should be addressed as a high priority. Looking at the bigger picture, another very important patch to address this period would of course be the Adobe patch to address the most current issues with Adobe Reader. Just weeks after the last Adobe issues were patched, another equally important issue was discovered. The Adobe patch is expected to be released today and should also be considered an important issue that urgently needs to be addressed. As noted earlier, Microsoft is only a small part of the flaw remediation workload this period. Analyzing data from vulnerability reporting websites shows that roughly 50 different non-Microsoft popular applications used within the enterprise have had security patches made available this period. And these issues need to be addressed by IT departments in order to achieve a reasonable level of risk mitigation. In closing, it is easy to get lulled into a false sense of security with single bulletin releases from Microsoft on Patch Tuesday, until you dig into the details and look at the bigger picture. In order to avoid zero-day attacks and exploits, it is critical to have a full inventory and assessment of your IT assets and an understanding of the vulnerabilities and the necessary patches to mitigate them. This concludes our Patch Tuesday update for May 2009. Thank you for attending.